but I felt that there was an ease. I don't know if the lady who spoke felt that same ease, but I felt it.
How did that?
I was anxious initially, just as Neil was, that this was going to become a evangelism opportunity for this woman. But she really had a very sweet spirit. She just felt obligated to stand up and say what she believed. There wasn't anything judgmental or condemning about it. She just felt the obligation to say her piece. And she did it in a very sweet, kind, hospitable way.
You know, when I moved to Harrison County some 30 years ago, I thought everybody here was related to each other. They just look at me. But we didn't have people whose palates were used to it. Are you waving your hand to say something?
About 5 more minutes.
Oh, well, yeah, we need to get on beyond, 5 more minutes.
Well, when I came here, I got here late to start out with, because it was about an hour's difference, I think, what the time said in the paper. So.
Don't get that on camera, Howard. All right.
Anyway, it was.
Okay.
Well, I came here then, but first thing was pulling your shoes off outside. That was unusual, but I was in Korea, so I know what the customs are. So, but what impressed me was when we were inside the dialogue, and there was, I don't know what they call a priest, or what you were doing, had them all on their knees in here, was praying or something, but I didn't understand what was going on, but I thought that was impressed by the color of the robes and stuff like that, and also going from here down to the road, the people, we drove out, and the people were marching with their hands pressed like that, and kneeling down and kissing their, and all the way out here, I can't believe in this place like this, you know, it was so humble like, you know, and that was really impressive.
Now, and Howard, you come from a Catholic background
Catholic,
with a lot of ritual.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that? You said there was a lot of ritual. I know you came home and told us about the walking, about the humbleness of folks, and about the kissing of the earth. Let's talk a little bit about that. I read in some background information. You hadn't originally planned to come here. You had another place in mind, but something about it gave you a sense of you had an affinity with the place and the land. What is there in Buddhism that connected you with this place, and something that Howard saw in a ritualistic expression with the kissing of the land? What about that?
At the beginning, I left my master temple in northern part of California and stayed in Los Angeles area. You know, that is the big city. So for me, because I'm a monk, I like to do meditation to calm my mind down. So after staying there for 2 years, I decided that it's not the place for me to stay, especially in the city. Too much noise for me. So I went to Texas to look for the land, and I felt that I could not find any suitable place for me to stay. And went to South Carolina for more than 2 months, and I searched for more than 100 places, but no place suitable for my needs. And somehow, some of my Buddhist friends and disciples, they invite me to come to this area. I mean, that's southern Indiana area. They first invite me to stay in Louisville area because we have 2 Vietnamese temples over there. And also, I feel that I like to stay in the secluded place, the forest, hillside, a mountainside, so that I can enjoy the nature. So finally, when I got here, within 2 weeks, I got this place. And that's so impressed me when I just got to this area. I think that I have affinity with this land, and especially with this local area. So from that time on, I just move on with my plan to build something that makes it simple for me to practice at first. And I told many people that maybe at the beginning I had a selfish thoughts about concerning my own practice. But later on, people comes and they join with me. And I like to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the Buddhist principle, about compassion and Buddhist approach to peace, especially nowadays in the cross times that we most go to have war with the other country. In Buddhist standpoint, that like I mentioned recently, many times as we just view everyone as our family members, and there's no need for us to harm each other. So the reason why throughout more than 2,500 years there's no holy word in Buddhism, because we study and practice with that principle. That can help us to show our compassion toward other people, especially the one who may not at first understand us. So as long as we keep up with our compassion based upon non-violence, soon later we would build up our bridge of communication to understand each other. The reason why last couple of months we just initiate the interfaith service and discussion with the other churches like Reverend New Church and Reverend Wen Church, so that we can share and learn each other, not to convert, but to appreciate the thing we have, and to appreciate the thing that people want to share to us, so that sooner or later we can work in a harmonious way. Because when we talk about the way we live in the harmony, that's the best way for us to live with each other. As long as we confront or we put some kind of conflict or fight each other, it will break out. And there's no way for us to live together, because in Buddhism we are interdependent. We depend each other in one way or other. So we need to learn and accept the other principles, and in the meanwhile we need to share our own practice and philosophy. Even when we go to a restaurant, we can select our best food, but our best food may not be best food for others. So the best way is just show the harmony, non-violence, and compassion.
When you had your listening sessions and when you had the open house, how do you think
we have in common, these strange foreign people have in common with us? For example, Thich Nhat Hanh said they're taught to relate to all men and women as their brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers. Well, Christians are taught to relate to everyone as to Jesus Christ. Jesus said, "In so much you've done it to me, you've done it to them." So Jesus has disguised or hidden himself in poor people and oppressed people, so we better treat them right, similar to their treating the way you would your parents or your siblings. We learn to greet each other with namaste. Put our hands in front of our hearts and say namaste, which my translation is, the image of God in me recognizes the image of God in you. That's as biblical as you can get. It's an old Sanskrit word, and it's one the Buddhists practice. It's one we should practice, because we're taught that the image of God is in everyone, not just us, but in everyone. When they talked about their main beliefs, don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, don't be unfaithful sexually, that sounds pretty much like the Ten Commandments. So the more we get to know each other, the more alike than dissimilar we are.
I want some comments from you gentlemen who lived here all their lives and the attitude with which they came here. How did you feel about that?
First of all, I think it's scary because we are different culture. You know, when we come in here, it's with arms American here. So we're afraid, I don't know what they think about we really scared. But later on, like he say, he feel friendly, and my master told us to share. So we give share each other.
Did he pretty much say show up on that day?
No, he just do whatever you want, feeling, you know, and but later on we feel comfortable with everybody.
Were you a little scared when you came, Howard? Nervous?
Yeah, I was a little bit curious and scared, but I had Dr. Burton right beside of me.
What do you think are some of the things that kind of thing, was that part what enters? You don't know quite what to expect?
Well, I said something to Dr. Burton about, the religion. We talked about it, and he said something about the 10 commandments. I think theirs has got 5 instead of 10, and I thought that was unusual because I had never heard that before. Is that right? Is that true?
We call that the 5 universal moral obligation for being human.
Okay.
Being human, we need to abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, or taking intoxicant. So wherever we go, whichever society we live, we need to live with that universal
That's great.
moral obligations.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Brett, what about you? Were you here at the open house?
Yes.
Well, tell us, you introduced yourself to me with 2 names.
Yeah.
A Buddhist name and a sort of an English name. You are experiencing both cultures and both worlds. Tell us what you saw that day. With that hanging in your face, you just tell us. Just relax, just tell us.
I guess I saw an outward manifestation of what was going on internally with me. Seeing 2 different cultures come together peacefully, being very curious about one another, and being able to share that in a very peaceful and informative way. Everyone's very respectful of each other, and all of us here at the temple were very eager to do what we could for our visitors, and I think they were just eager to learn from us. So that's what I got from it, was a mutual teaching, a mutual respect to 2 different ways of thinking.
Now, let's see, were you?
When we open house here, the most people from my master Buddhist name look like my name Thân An, Buddhist name. Yes, some people from other states, California and Louisiana, anywhere, come join for open house here. Yeah.
Now, was your open house